Romania and Argentina. Boy, I'm a bit late to the party for this one. Unfortunately, this was played several days ago now. I did manage to get around to watching it. This was an unfortunate one at the timing for me. There was a game at midnight, a game at 2 in the morning, a game at 4 in the morning, and this was a game at 6 in the morning. And I was unable to power through for the 6 o'clock in the morning, so I went to bed. But yeah, I have gone back and watched it. Eventually, I initially thought, because I asked my local broadcaster which games they were showing, and this one wasn't on the list, but they did end up showing it, so I'm pretty thankful for that. Sorry, I don't have a Romania jersey either to hang up. That's a similar color with the Jaguares, but I should say, boy, that Romania jersey was something different. I have never quite seen anything like that jersey. Also, I should say, for my broadcast, it was in English, but it was two Argentinian commentators having to speak English. To credit to those guys. I think one of them might have been Marcelo Bosch. But yeah, credit to them for commentating a full game in a language other than their first language, because that can't be easy. I don't know if they were at the stadium or not, or just watching on TV. It was kind of hard to tell. But anyway, 24 points to 17 is closer than I thought it was going to be. I think Argentina would have been a lot bigger favourites than 24 points to 17. They'll be a wee bit disappointed with this one, but you do have to give big credit to the Romanians for causing the Argentinian guys to be under a bit of pressure and maybe making some uncharacteristic errors. Go through the game, some of the stats, and yeah, you guys can let me know your thoughts on how this game panned out if you have seen it several days ago. Interestingly, Romania were in the mood for opting for 3 points early on whenever they got a chance. They knocked the first one over on 3 minutes. There was a period where they came under a bit of pressure and Argentina managed to win a penalty. Argentina had a chance for a long shot, but they decided, nope, we're going for touch. They got held up on a second attempt, and the third attempt was something that we saw a few times in this game. When Argentina set a line-out, drive, maul, they would be penalised for obstruction, for someone getting in front of the ball carrier. So, yeah, it was a bit of a missed opportunity. And I guess for Argentina's point of view, it's good these errors happen now rather than when they play Wales, because they were able to kind of get away with it in this game. 11 minutes, the Romanian ball was looking pretty useful inside the Argentinian half. It managed to win a penalty. They opted for 3 once again. That one they missed, which was unfortunate. And then the first try of the game came on 12 minutes through Bruni, who was playing number 8. Him and Montoya had a nice little 1-2 down the sideline. They missed the conversion, which was, again, if you're going to do it, maybe do it for this game rather than against Wales, because they were able to get away with it. But they missed 2 of their 3 conversions in this game. So it's 5 points to 3. Argentina are in front. That being said, Romania go back in front when they got their next penalty to make it 6 points to 5, so the lead is changing. But then immediately, Argentina hit back with a try through Cordero. He beat a defender on the outside after Sanchez had passed it out the back, and once again they missed the conversion. So it's 10 points to 6. I was still thinking, if Argentina are going to score a try every time that Romania kick a penalty, then this is going to be a long night at the office for Romania, and it still kind of looked like it would be, but Romania was showing some really good, especially defensive pressure. They won a good breakdown penalty after a box kick, and from that penalty they managed to opt for 3 to make it a 1-point game, 10 points to 9. The ref on 35 minutes had a wee lecture of the scrum, the front rowers, lecturing them in English, Romanian and Spanish speaking guys. I know a lot of these guys play in France. He's a French ref. Maybe French would have been the better one, but I think they are obliged to use English. I don't know. I don't know what the language levels of some of these guys are like. They probably all have a mixed level of understanding, but either way, the ref wasn't happy because they kept lining up kind of head on head, so nothing was really going right. It was taking too long. 36 minutes though, the Argentinians got a penalty try. Their scrum was trucking forward, and the number 6 for Romania was it Chirica. He came in at the side and collapsed it And it was a penalty try and a yellow card. So 17 points to 9. Argentina have got a man up. I'm thinking they should probably run away with it, man. Extra man. And decent enough lead. 39 minutes, Argentina offloaded into touch. They were trying to kind of play everything as if they needed to score right now, but you couldn't really do that against the Romanian defense. I thought the Romanian defense was solid, and then right on halftime, Argentina blew another chance. They kind of slipped and knocked it on, so there was a bit of a comedy of errors with both sides kind of struggling to gather the loose ball right before halftime. So it does go into halftime at 17 points to 9. It's not been all that convincing from Argentina, but again, you'd have to say Romania's defense has been pretty solid, and their set piece, especially the maul. The scrum was under a bit of pressure, but the maul, when they had the ball, Romania looked pretty good. Second half, Romania actually managed to win a scrum penalty, and they opted for touch rather than for 3, so it was a change of tactics for them. 46 minutes, they managed to maul their way over. Big celebrations, and I should mention the crowd was pretty decent. The crowd was pretty vocal. I'm not sure if they had restrictions on crowd numbers, but there was a decent enough crowd at the stadium cheering the team on. And it was the hooker, Capitania. He was the guy who managed to go over for it. So they missed the conversion, but suddenly it's 14 points to 17. That's proper game on. Argentina a wee bit uncomfortable. Argentina had their own attacking maul, but got shut down by Romania's defense. It was great to see. De La Fuente knocked it on after a scrum set play. It was a bit kind of shake my head moment on 55, and then 58 minutes. Argentina tried another scrum set play, but it got intercepted. It was that man De La Fuente who had to run the Romanian guy down to stop him from going length of the field. So that was a fortunate recovery for Argentina after being on attack to scramble for defense. That being said, 61 minutes, Romania kicking in a penalty. Grazes the post, but manages to go over the sticks. 17 points apiece with less than 20 minutes to go. And it's looking like very, very, we would say squeaky bum time for the Argentinians. 68 minutes though, Romania get a yellow card for some cynical stuff at the breakdown under pressure. And then from the line out that the Argentinians set, they once again get pinged for that obstruction, the guy being in front of the carrier. So like I said, they will need to practice that before they play Wales, because they took attacking opportunities and gave the Romanians an absolute get-out-of-jail-free card. 72 minutes, though. Gonzalez, I think it was his debut. He gets a try. He only just got over, to be fair. He kind of slid over and just got the ball grounded. I thought maybe he should have put the hammer down, but he was kind of looking for options around him first. But that was a phenomenal effort from him. It's 24 points to 17. That is the final score, and that's 7 points during the yellow card. But the game wasn't over. De La Fuente once again had to put a try-saving tackle in on a Romanian guy attacking. Argentina got yellow carded for repeated infringements. That one was Bertrand, so it's 14 on 14. But 78 minutes, when Romania have one kind of final chance to strike, they likewise commit an infringement with a player being offside at their own line-out maul. So, that one, I think he wasn't, the line-out hadn't gone the 15, so someone came in early, and it was a bit of a brutal error for them. But Argentina were able to see the game out. 24 points to 17. Absolute credit to the Romanians, man. I want to see more of Romania play after this, because they looked like a very, very efficient unit of a team. And it is a team effort. Like when I look up the stats, they're number 5, was it Motok? They're number 6, Chirica. They're number 7, Bobok. And then number 10, Play. The first 3 all had 10 tackles, and then the number 10 had 11. So it's not like one guy. Like sometimes you see like Johnny Gray or somebody who makes like 20 tackles, and the next best guy in his team is 10 or 12. Like the Romanian tackling effort, they made a lot of tackles in this game. It was kind of evenly spread throughout the team, so it wasn't any individual performers. The final stats: run meters finished 216 to 299 in favor of Argentina. Defenders beaten 19 to 6 in favor of Argentina. Clean breaks 5 to 1 in favor of Argentina. Offloads 6-0 in favor of Argentina. So Argentina dominating a lot of the stats, but turnovers conceded 14-8. So they had more ball, but they were often just committing, pretty poor errors. But it's rust. We have to hope Argentina have managed to shake off a bit of that rust. It is unfortunate we now don't get to see Romania play Scotland because that game's been called off with Scotland having some COVID cases. It would have been fascinating to see if Romania could kind of back up 2 weeks in a row. But, it's not to be. But anyway, hopefully we see more games between teams like this. I should say Bruni and Cordero were the top run meter guys for Argentina for the backs and the forwards. Forwards and the backs respectively. But interesting times, guys. You guys let me know your thoughts on the game. 3 yellow cards in it. A penalty try, 3 tries for Argentina, 1 for Romania. Again, sorry I don't have a Romania jersey, but I did make the magnet up, so getting there. You guys let me know your thoughts on the game. And I'll talk to you again soon. See you later.